안녕하세요, 엉클준입니다. 이번 시간에 함께 플레이해볼 게임은 큐피드 비주얼 노블입니다. I love you. I love you. I love you. I love you. There's no need to explain. It's only natural. A mother loves her daughter more than anything else in the world. He hates you, doesn't he? The whole lot of them despise you, don't they? Chasing you into the forest and gouging a hole into your leg. All because you smiled at their husbands. And you know what? You deserve it. You prick. You disgusting, horrible, filthy little girl. Didn't I tell you to stay away from that? You never listen. Serves you right for being the dirty girl you are. But you don't have to worry, my darling. It's alright. Even if the whole world wishes you dead, I promise you this. Your mother will always be by your side. My goodness, child, whatever has happened to you? A girl was slumped in the doorway, soaked by the rain. Her legs were covered in dirt and blood. She lifted her head up upon hearing the priest's voice and stared at him with blank eyes. Bless me, Father, for I have sinned. She hobbled forward, her bloodied leg giving way. Automatically, the priest rushed forward to steady her. Years of spiritual training had prepared him for the most unexpected guest to his church. He sprung into action. He ushered her to a pew, brought out some clean clothes, and antiseptic, and began to bandage the wound. Yet, throughout all this, he found that he couldn't take his eyes off her. He would be gazing at the roll of bandages in his hand, deciding how to tie them. And then, out of nowhere, he would be staring into her eyes. Even with all the mud and the creams smeared across her face, he couldn't deny that she was absolutely beautiful. How old was she? 20? 18? 16? Her face was so young. The priest had long since aged past his desire for the opposite sex, but somehow something about her enraptured him. When he raised his own thought, he quickly steered his mind toward other matters. My child, what happened to you? She seemed to take all the time in the world before responding. He looked at me. He looked at me and he touched me. And then he started to kiss me. At first, the priest didn't understand. Then he realized with a jolt of anger what she meant. It was happening more and more often nowadays. The young men of France these days were spirited, uncontrolled ruffians. A lady walking home by herself at night would be prey to a few number of them. Rust, one of the 7 death sins, the one that the priest personally despised the most. Furrowing his brow in sorrow, the priest laid a hand on her cheek. You are safe now, child. God's house is a sanctuary for a faithful. I don't think he will protect me. He looked at her in confusion. You see, Father, I have sinned again. Right there, among the pews, before the altar of God, she bowed her head. I'm sorry. Was she apologizing to him or to someone else? Her hair hid her face and her eyes, and the priest could make neither head nor tail of her. He suddenly realized that his hand was still on her cheek, and he hurriedly drew it away. I'm sorry. She repeated this phrase over and over. After a while, the priest got up. Don't fret, child, you are not to blame. I will contact the local constable, but in the meantime, you are free to make yourself at home. I'll fetch you a hot drink. He patted her hand and left to go to the back room. She remained seated on the pew, her head bent forward. As the priest's footsteps faded away, the entire church fell into silence. 여러분 지금 엉클준과 함께 큐피드를 플레이하고 계십니다. Cupid played by Uncle Jun Game TV. 구독과 좋아요 부탁해요. Subscribe, like, please. The girl sat alone in ring of darkness. She opened her mouth. No, I know. If I may say my piece, surely. Yes, yes, mother. But he is so very kind. Have you learned your lesson, idiot? I fear for your safety. Fear for your safety. Haven't you learned your lesson, idiot? Child, follow mother's words and live. You saw the look in his eyes, didn't you? You can stay here. Even A man of God can stain you with the filthiest colors. Be a good girl and follow mother's words. But it's cold outside, mother. The rain has not let up. Can't I stay? Alright, I suppose you can. But you must be wary for everyone in this church. Do you understand? You are so weak, my darling. You give my heart so much pain. I'm sorry, mother. I will try my best to stay out of trouble. How am I going to mind you like this? You attract so much misfortune everywhere you go. This is all your fault, my poor child. My stupid little girl. Always upright, aren't you? Whatever will you do without me? I'm sorry, mother. Thank you for always guiding me. It's all my fault. The girl sat in silence. Mother was right. After all, she was always right. Everything was her fault. Her fist shook with a mixture of fear and conviction. She had to do penance. Mother, give me strength. There is something I wish to do. The girl rose from the pew. In front of her was the altar, and on top of the altar was an ornately decorated. It was as wide as her head, and the tip of the cross had been crafted such that it was razor sharp. She left the pew, knelt briefly, and then walked over the altar. Don't tell me. You quite sure you're doing this? The girl's arm trembled ever so slightly. What other way is there for me to atone? She picked up the cross. Oh, my darling daughter, mother is proud of you. Sorry, she brought the sharp end close to her face. The cross that hovered just above her left eye, and then she the star and the rose. A scruffy young girl in tattered clothes peeked through the open gates of Chateau de Semel. On afternoon, Goethe was being held in its gardens. People from high-class estates strolled around the manicured gardens while chatting loudly with one another. There were beautiful ladies clad in silk and velvet, their necks adorned with pearls and jewels. A variety of food was displayed on the tables. The girl stared at the food. She hadn't eaten properly for the past few days. Are you hungry, child? Are you hungry, my dear? Yes, mother. Don't you worry. Mother will provide. You do not need those high-class food anyway. They will upset your stomach. Now we stayed long enough. Let us leave. Surely we can look around for a bit. It's still a little early. There was something else that called to her other than the party itself. She walked to and fro from the gates, picking at the crowd, despite the urging of her mother to leave. Just a teeny glance would be enough. The girl smiled at the thought of him, the owner of Chateau, the Marquis de Guileme. The girl was drawn to him. He wasn't the same as the other people. He seemed different somehow. He was kind to her and would always hand her food when she delivered flowers. Her heart felt at ease with him. He is the same as everyone. I do not yearn for him. He is the same as everyone, greedy, insatiable. Maybe not for you, but for something else. But he is a kind man, mother. Don't let his kindness fool you. Sweetest tongue, high sharpest. She bit her lip. Why do you even bother with him? He makes me feel that there are still good people in the world, mother. There are no more good people in the world, child. It's hard to say. It's hard to say, of course, dear. We do not know the real intention people have. One can hope that real charity exists. But even good people will always put their needs first. Even you, precious Marquis. Don't you think I'm a good person, mother? Of course I do. Of course not. Of course, child, you are special. Haven't I raised you as such? I have tried myself, my dearest. Yes, mother, you keep me right. I love you. The girl started at her shoes and looked around for a bit, hoping for just a glance before she left. And there he was. There was no harm in looking, she reasoned. She would never ever enter the Marquis' world. Let her heart be filled with hope. He turned his eyes in her direction. Did he smile at her? The girl's heart stopped. Did he recognize her? She beamed. My, is this creature deaf as well as dumb? I might be poor thing. It might be poor thing. Made voiceella. A voice called it to the Rose girl. She gasped. It seems that somebody else had noticed her presence. She turned to leave. No, no, my dear. Poor little creature. Don't run away. Kirote. She stinks. Don't touch her. Charlotte. Come to crash the party. Little urchin. You hungry? Her stomach gave a low grumble. She was always hungry, it seemed, no matter how much or how little she ate. Encouraged by the kindness the Marquis had shown her, the girl approached the woman. She tittered toward their table. What are you selling? You look at this poor creature. Is she selling roses? These are all ugly ones, but not as appealing as the legs she is covering herself in. Are you trying your best to be this repulsive? Now don't be mean. Enter in it. Perhaps it's the commoner fashion nowadays. They left while quacking at her. Oh my, she only has one eye. Ghastly, but I can't look away. The other lady nodded her head. Like a sideshow attraction, you mean? The freak at the carnivals. She's darling in her own dirty, monstrous way. Maybe we can keep it. Hello, do you want some bread, Unchin? Well, speak up. Maybe her tongue is short. Add that to the list of her sterling qualities. Quiet, a toy net. Come on, don't be shy. Do you want some food? Let us hear you speak. Yes, madame. Yes, madam. I would be grateful. One of the lady crept in mercury at her reply. Oh, she talks. The lady handed her the bread, but it was snatched away just before her finger gauged it. Not before you dance for us first. Oh, make her do a handstand. I've seen one of those street people do that. Quite marvelous. Now I'd like to see that. This party is getting quite boring. Well, come on, my bad dance for you food. The girl looked at the beautiful, cruel faces of the woman. That look on them It was a burning desire to hurt something, simply cause they could. She knew that look. Before they touched her and hurt her, they had that look burning in their eyes. Oh, look at what you did, Claudette. She's shivering like a leaf, poor thing. The lady was laughing as she said those words. I didn't do anything. She should be grateful we were even offering her this much. Besides, these commoners are supposed to be jolly in their misery. Come on, girl, show us your joy. The girl moved away as they left it. Mother, please save me. Mother, didn't I tell you to leave? Didn't I tell you people are cruel? Haven't I taught you this time and again? People are cruel. Now you see it firsthand. Hey there! A child's voice called it out from behind her. It belonged to a girl around 7 with chubby cheeks and looked for curiosity in her eyes. She wore an old blue dress, somewhat patched at the corners, but kept clean and tidy. She was not rich, but she had an air as if she owned the ground she stood on. Another commoner. This party is absolutely teeming with them. The Marquis loves these things. Had he picked them randomly from the street? Maybe I should get me one too. Do you think it is fashionable abroad? In his birth country, I mean. Persia. No, I heard he was from India. I heard a rumor he's a bastard son of a Greek queen. Goodness, that is super patchy. I could barely pronounce his name, though he really should change it to something more acceptable. Who knows what kind of demons he might attract with such a blasphemous name. Aha, it must be why all these nasty, horrid little creatures flock around him. Oh, devil or not, I forgive him if he kisses my hand. The lady's left slope. Aren't you shameless? Don't lie, we all know why we are here. The ladies gossip among themselves, openly ignoring the girl. The young girl took the slighting with a shrug. He approached the table and asserted her presence. What's doing? Goodness, they don't take through something shiny. I might distract them. Hey, you've been holding that bread for a long time. Aren't you gotta give it to her? She pointed at the shabby rose vendor. Why do you care? Do you want to bread for yourself? I bet she's hungry too. I know, maybe you should toss the bread and see if they will fight for it. The ladies laughed to themselves. The girl stared at them with confusion. Her brows furrowed in a childlike understanding. Next thing everyone knew, she had swept the bread from the woman's hand. Oh my, how rude. Horrible, filthy girl. Keep that back. The girl sniffed the piece of bread and nibbled at the surface. Yummy, it's still warm. She shoved the bread in the unchin face. The scrumptious scent of bread flooded the rose girl's nose. Lick it. The sugar-red butter tastes good. No, you devil child, give that back. The urchin licked it. Her tongue was coated in sweetness. She stood there, squeezing the taste in her tongue. The girl grinned at her, and she couldn't help but grin back. Sorry, here you go. It's all yours. Oh, disgusting. Like we're going to eat anything that's been in your filthy mouths. Whoa, so this is ours now. You ladies are so nice. Cheeky little brat, I'll have you thrown out of the party. I'll have you. A young man strode to the commotion. A sweet scent lingered as he passed. The rose girl felt her mouth well up. His presence filled her body, almost as if her hunger was abated. She brushed furiously. What a strange effect he had. Ladies, oh, sure, Guileme. I just come to check in on my esteemed guest. Is everything alright? Are you enjoying yourselves? One of the ladies started fanning herself with obvious annoyance. Well, These little beasts have been harassing us. Yes, my lord. We were just minding our own business when this girl swept the food off our table. Horrible little. The girl stuck out her tongue at them. A lady wiped her eyes in mock tears. See, look at that. It's absolutely monstrous how these children act around adults now. There is no respect. Mesre, I worry for the next generation. Oh, Sarate, don't cry. Well, my lord, we would all breathe a little easier if those children were sent. Yes, who knows what kind of mischief they might be up to. They might set fire to the table, you see? Oh. Or steal our jewelry. In fact, I think my pocket watch is missing. No, how unfortunate. One of the ladies continued her childish. It is misery. It's unfortunate how you allow your important guests to be treated this way. Please deal with these vermins. Throw them out now. Oh, my sweet ladies, I am stricken with grief at your misfortunes. Allow me to offer my heartfelt apologies. Unfortunately, this child is my important guest today, and you are sad to say. Poultry squatters. Excuse me, Madame Charlotte of Montpellier. I don't remember sending you an invite. Same for you. Lady Antoinette of Rennes and Lady Claudette of Lyon. Most people I invited are huge patrons of music. That is why they are here today. They came to listen to Mademoiselle Catherine Louis Peride. She is the 7-year-old piano prodigy who played for the Queen last summer. The man pointed at the girl busy chewing her half of the bread. The rose girl just stared at the unfolding situation. Well, Dad, I'm sure you were aware of that, were you not? No matter, I'm always happy to see you, ladies. It's my pleasure to have you here. But I hope you don't mind giving some of the food away to my townspeople. That is why I keep my gate. My servers are introduced to serve anyone who passed by, not just my guests. But don't you fret, my darling. There is plenty more to be served. The ladies blushed in embarrassment, and one of them began to fan herself even faster. Excuse me, the Marquis walked up to the two girls. The Rose girl's heart beat so fast it made her head feel light and dizzy. She had never been this close to him. It made her feel a mixture of fear and elation. Lady Catherine, your father has been looking for you. It is almost time for your performance. The girl looked up at the Marquis and did little courtesy. My apology, sure. I did mean to cause a clutter. Guileme chuckled. I saw the whole thing, me. Cherry, you put those ladies in their place. They were being mean to her. Guileme narrowed his eyes at the quiet girl. She hid behind her basket of roses. She couldn't look at him directly. He was like the sun. I hurt just to be in his presence. Yet there was a relief in her heart as he stepped closer to her. I've seen you before, haven't I? The rose girl nodded and made a curtsy. I deliver roses to your house sometimes, sir. Yes. The girl with the sweetest face. The rose girl blushed. I love your roses, by the way. They stay fresh longer than they should. You tend to them with love. Thank you, sir. Do you have a name, young lady? What's the matter? It's alright, young lady. If you would rather, let's call her Rosa. Rosa, it's Pete her. Rosa is Pete, yeah. I think she forgot her name or she lost it. Marquis nodded wisely. A valid point. Are you alright with that, Rosa? Yes. Come on, Rosa. You will watch me play light. Her eyes darted from the girl to the Marquis. Author Guileme doesn't mind. Guileme? He's really nice to me and my family, and he helps the people around town too. He won't throw you out. The Marquis held his right hand in the air as if swearing on oath. I won't. See, come on. You're invited now. You're my special guest. There's plenty of food inside too. Rosa, please help yourself. Thank you, sir. Rosa is coming. Yeah. Now, this is my first public performance, Rosa. I'm a bit Nervous, Kathleen scratched her head. What will I do if I make a mistake? Papa will be very upset. My Marquis knelt in front of Kathleen and rubbed her shoulders fondly. You won't make a mistake, Marceli, as long as you put your heart into the keys. Play to touch you, audience, and any mistake won't matter. Do you understand? Catherine stared at the Marquis. Not really. The man chuckled. You will someday. Just play your first song with me in your mind, will you? Something that you think will make me smile. Guileme held Kathleen's clear, young eyes in his gaze. He kissed her hand. It was covered with sticky sugar and bread crumbs. Kathleen brushed it as the first time. She looked embarrassed by anything. It would be my pleasure, sir. Kathleen trudged up the wooden podium and walked toward the middle of the stage. The crowd's chatter died down. She curtsied in front of her audience, waved to her father, and stole a glance at Guileme. The man gave her a teeny nod. She sat down in front of the piano, admiring the cream and the ebony. Her own piano was broken and beaten. Father had sold his horse for it. The A3 key never played, and the strings would crack when it was good. But it had never failed her. She knew the keys like they were her own. She whispered to the new piano softly, as if coaxing a beautiful, untamed, "Let's be friends, okay?" She saw Rosa at the far end of the podium, watching her diligently. There was a renewed vigor in her blood. She could hear the keys calling out to her, the song that would make him smile. She placed her fingers on the keys. She began to play. 여러분 지금 엉클준과 함께 큐피드를 플레이하고 있습니다. 큐피드 플레이드 바이 엉클준 게임TV. 구독과 좋아요 부탁해요. Subscribe, like, please. playing as if she owned it. There were times she'd miss a note or two, but that didn't matter. She played the song to make someone smile, and it touched everyone present. Her musical skill was far beyond her ears. Her finger caressed the keys as if she was making a flower crown, carefully waving the. She knew the correct way to tie the leaves so they wouldn't tear, like all smart little girl did. As the piano sang under her hands, Kathleen seemed to disappear right in front of. She was just a vision, after all, somebody leading them down a dream. A dream of a springtime, the shade of tree on a windy day. The couples in the audience tightened their grip on the hands of their partners. Some closed their eyes and let the music sanctuarize their soul. Sweet memories of youth. The first, the yawn of the newborn. Rosa's eyes shone as she stared at Kathleen. Her heart was captured by this image of her. A young girl swayed her head to the music, smiling as the notes poured out of her. She couldn't take her eyes away from Kathleen's glowing face. Was this happiness? Was this love? She looked like she was in love. And she wasn't she? In her innocence, she was still in love with life. In love with her family, with her pets, in love with every new discovery. She was full of hope. It was bitter-sweet feeling for Rosa. A happy tear dropped rolling down her cheek. She wanted to warm herself in that hope if she could. In the audience, Guileme and Kathleen's father sat beside each other. Shalperide, your daughter is amazing. Isn't she? I mean, pardon my arrogance, my liege. I am a very proud father, you see. No pardon necessary, sir. Has she found a sponsor? A Duke of Versailles once spoke to me about it, but we have not made any arrangements. Then I must steal her away as soon as possible. Sire, I'd like to be Catherine's primary sponsor, if that's right. Why, sir? And to further cement my status, that piano she is playing right now. is here. I've bought it for her. Franco's eyes widened. That's Franco's gulped. That beyond generous. Guileme smiled. Well, I must make it hard for you to refuse me, you see. I took the opportunity of asking you outright. You see, the Duke might offer an extravagant piano plated in gold. In that case, I have no choice but to humble concede. What? I'm kidding. The Duke of Versailles is the worst miser you will ever meet. The man chuckled. Of course, I shall be praying for her musical tutoring as required, along with a ample stipend to accommodate your family. Oh, you don't have to look so surprised. Monsieur Peride, your daughter is a star. There is an effervescence about her that enraptures the soul. There is no doubt in my mind that she will succeed. Thank you deeply, my Lizzie. Please call me by my name, Miserere. Let me remind you, this generosity isn't without charge. Her tutoring will be done at my house. I want you to monitor her progress. Apart from that, I'd very much like Kathleen to visit me and playing from time to time. Music is one of my true passions. Her presence would benefit my mood tenfold. Of course, sir, that is a small price to pay for all your offers. On the contrary, Mister, you don't have to decide now. Kindly think about it. Thank you, my lord, Sir Guileme. After performance, Kathleen and Rosa went to Marquis' garden to play. Francos Guileme lingered on their table, sorting out the details of Kathleen's further education. Emily Perry wondered about the crowd, searching for familiar face. She had arrived halfway through Kathleen's performance, just in time to gush at her little sister's applause. Unfortunately, she couldn't find her father in the crowd. When she finally caught sight of the back of his head, she approached him hastily. Father, there you are. I've been looking all over for you. Emily stopped as she saw the man her father was talking to. It was none other but the Marquis himself. She fixed her hair self-consciously and courteously. My lord, pardon my intrusion, I didn't realize. Guileme smiled at her kindly. You are free to intrude anytime, my lady. Emily smiled back, just as the rumors said. The Marquis was easy on the eyes. To whom do I owe the pleasure of your acquaintance? This is my eldest daughter, Emily. Pardon me for not introducing her sooner. Charmed, Guileme offered her a seat. Emily sat down, crossed the man. Well, it seems talent and good look run in the family. Francos loved his neck. Yes, my daughters are my pride and joy. Thankfully, they both took after their mother. Surely not. Monsieur Perid, the eyes are yours. Honest and loving eyes. Emily snorted at such sappy words. Her father was clearly basking in the compliment. If this really was the famous Guileme the rumors talking about, then he wasn't exactly much of a charmer, was he? She didn't know what all the fuss was about. The ladies in the house she worked for could not seem to stop talking about this man. Admittedly, there was something morbidly curious about the way he looking at people, like he was always distracted and could only say words that were expected of him. I'm pleased to have finally met you, sir. I've heard a lot about you on my travels. All good things, I hope, depend on the tabloid and the day of the week. Emily thought to herself and chuckled. Your governess, I was told. Where do you work? With the Dmitri household, sir. Ah, yes. I heard you were married into the family soon. Oh, father, I told you not to tell anybody yet. I didn't, but you know how people talk whatever past. Pardon and comment then, please. You betrothed is a lucky man, I'm sure. The conversation endured through the afternoon. Small talk, musical composer, their little town. Catherine's musical background, Franco's stage. Emily played with her napkin, offering droll opinions on the particularly droll topics. All throughout the exchange, Emily observed the infamous Marquis de Gar. This was him, the audacious, shameless fraud of the royal court and tabloid. According to rumors, he was able to bed both the widowed Countess of Devonshire and her daughter at the same time, and even had a tumultuous relationship with the Prince of Garnet. He didn't limit himself to loyalty, or so the tabloid said. His latest fling was with an English poet, who they say almost killed him when he was caught with another man, a woman. At the point, who knew what was real and what was a blatant lie made up by the newspaper. She had looked forward to meeting him, and here he was, finally, talking about sampling the new bakery's creme brulee. She couldn't say she was disappointed exactly, but the Marquis was a depressingly normal man. Maybe even boring, Emily ventured. She watched as his gaze flickered across her hair and her nose before lazily trailing away. How infuriating! She wondered if he would suddenly say something coy, or insist to dance with her. Just something outrageous. Honestly, so she could shoot him down. This man whom everyone was interested in. That would be a small victory for reasonable women everywhere. But the Marquis was nothing but polite. He did not ogle. He did not touch unnecessarily. No audacious gestures were suggestive. He would not even look at her for more than 2 seconds. Maybe she was not pretty enough to flirt with. Emily bit her lip. She shouldn't be thinking that. But there were also times that he would quietly look into her eyes when the conversation lulled. When the words spoken were without meaning, their eyes would converse further. To Emily, he started to look lonely underneath the facade of caprice. He seemed tired of all the gallivant, the rumors, and the numerous flings. We are all the little, perhaps even he. He invited the family over his and commented on how empty the building felt sometimes. Music was his guilty pleasure. It got him through the cold nights. He said with a sad how he wouldn't mind a warm soul to touch. And before she could stop herself, Emily had begun to imagine his lips on her neck. On one of those cold nights, Emily shook her head, trying to erase the thought in her mind. They were having a perfect, mundane conversation. She didn't know where those thoughts came from. Fortunately, her father didn't seem to notice. Music and loneliness struck a nerve with a Franco's period. He had immersed himself in his music tutoring, his students, and Catherine. Ever since his wife had gotten sick, it had been 6 years. But sometimes the nights were cold. For Francos, the Marquis was speaking to his soul. He was a kindness spirit. He wasn't pompous, but like all the other loyalty Catherine had played for. The Marquis even had one correction he wanted to show Francos. Such a down-to-earth, generous young man. Emily, your face is flushed. Are you alright? I'm fine, just the sun, probably. This was not true, of course. The afternoon sun had already lost most of its heat. Thankfully, Kathleen provided a distraction. She leaned toward the little huddle and flung her arms around her father's torso, chattering happily about gardens and butterflies. A young-legged girl followed behind her. Emily wasn't sure how old the girl was. Her dirty blonde hair hid the left side of her face. You could just see faint traces of scars peeking through. A surge of motherly affection caught hold of her heart. Hello there, young lady. The girl looked down at her toes, but she gave her a shy smile. I see you were made a crown of flowers. You look very pretty. Thank you, madam. Kathleen gave it to me. Sister, this is Rosa. She's really nice. She knows the name of all the flowers in Sir Kelly's garden. Kathleen, there you go again. with your silly names. Sister, help me convince Papa to let Rosa stay with us. Kathleen, Papa, please let her stay with us. She doesn't have anywhere to go. Now, Kathleen, that is not very nice. Rosa, here is a girl. She is not a kitten you can just pluck from the street and take home, like you always do with stray animals. Goodness knows we have all the stray cat of France living in our house. Yes, I know she is not a kitten. I know she is a girl. But shouldn't we take her home even more so? Franco sighed. Guileme chuckled under his breath. He was clearly enjoying this exchange. Your daughter has some very unique views, Sir Part1. Well thought, Gilly. What do you think? Huh? Guilleme's face lost his casual, bystander look. Your Marquis, I'm sure my father would follow your orders right. Shouldn't we take Rosa home? Guileme brows flowed at being put on the spot so suddenly. She stole a glance at Francos, who was silently reading him with his eyes, not to humor the child. He cleared his throat. Well, I'm sure it's up to you, Father. Since he owns the house, he will have to clothe and feed Rosa. You see. Yes, but I've got that all figured out. Ever since sister moved to work, nobody minds the house anymore. And I have to wash the dishes every time. Papa is so busy, and we always have enough food for the two of us. If Rosa says, then I wouldn't be so lonely on my own. She'll wear sister's old clothes, and we'll mind the house when both sister and father are away. She can wash the dishes sometimes, and we wash them sometimes. Guileme and Francos shared a room. And besides, if it were up to me, I'd have people take one girl home in their house and give her food. Girls don't even eat that much. Not sure about boys. She thought for a bit. But I'm sure it's not too much that people can't take them home too. One time I ate one whole plate of potatoes and my stomach hurt. If Rosa was there, I wouldn't have eaten so much. Maybe. Guileme couldn't help but laugh. Francos rubbed his neck in embarrassment. I'm so sorry, sir. She's very headstrong. But I'm sure taking Rosa in wouldn't be much trouble for us financially, yes. My new work pays better. I'm sure we can adjust. Well, about that. Perhaps if Rosa works in my household, it wouldn't be much of a burden to your family. The Fred. The Gilly is great. You are truly a kind soul, sir. Not at all. I'm sure I need her help more than she needs mine. Isn't that right, Rosa? In that case, I would love to offer my home to Rosa. Although I am still worried that this is supposed to be more complicated, sir. What about her family? Our or her friends? Are we violating any laws? Perhaps? I am not even sure. As long as it was consensual, sir, the detail can be smoothed out later. The girl was quiet the whole time. She was looking at her toes at Kathleen. Rosa, do you have any family, relatives, or friends or stay with? No, sir. My mother died a long time ago, but she guides me always. So please don't be compelled to mind me. No, don't go back to the street, Rosa. It's September. It's going to be really cold soon. Sir Gilly even gives you work. Stay with us, but Kathleen. Francis sighed in surrender. All right, she can stay for the night. Papa, just for night, then. We'll see if she wants to stay for longer. Kathleen, you cannot hold people in their place just because you want them there. Do you understand? If Rosa wants to leave, she may leave. You cannot keep her like an object. Guileme cleared his That's sound advice. Separate. Yes, Papa. I understand. Rosa, please make yourself comfortable in our home. Thank you. Papa is the best. Kathleen turned to Guileme again. Thirdly, don't you think if everyone with a house takes one person home, nobody would freeze in winter? You should make it into a law. They will obey you because you are a marquis, and because you're tall. Also, people obey my orders because I am tall. What a compliment. Well, you are taller than my papa. At least he will never be a marquis. Francois pulled on his daughter's ear with embarrassment. Kathleen, mind your manners. I'm so sorry, sir. Guileme shook his head, his eyes thrilling over the Farid family. Emile watched him curiously. That time, sadness once again surfaced for the briefest moment. You have a lovely family, sir. I am quite jealous. You make me want to settle down myself someday. He chuckled. Maybe. Emily's heart skipped a beat. Did he just look at her when he said that she couldn't be sure? Kathleen is perfect the way she is. It's one of the reasons why I am very invested in her. Guileme knelt down so that he was eye to eye with Kathleen. He patted her head. You are very intelligent and kind-hearted girl, Kathleen. You are a star. Mon étoile. Someday I know you will change the world. At least I'd like to see you try. Mother, help me. My chest. I can't breathe. Kathleen. 엉클준은 여기까지 진행하도록 하겠습니다. 여러분 지금 엉클준과 함께 큐피드를 플레이하고 계십니다. 큐피드 플레이드 바이 엉클준 게임TV. 구독과 좋아요 부탁해요. 서브스크라이브 라이크 플리즈. 로사는 캐틀린 가족들과 잘 함께 지낼 수 있을까요?